Hi my friends and welcome to this channel. So on today's tutorial I'll be showing us how we can go from one page to another in our Android app quickly. So in our last video I talked about introduction to app development. So we'll be continuing, and today we'll be creating multiple pages in our app. So if I'm creating my app, I'm using the name test. I told us about package name, so my package name will become .test just for testing purpose, and this video is in Java. Our minimum SDK is 21. I talked about APIs in our last video, so if you are just joining us, please go back to the previous video. So what I did is I open our drawer. As you can see, I open our drawer. Okay, for clarity's sake, so I opened our drawer, so you can see where my mouse is pointing. So by default, when we create an empty project, our first activity is created with a message hello world. So we can see the message hello world if we preview the layouts. So now we're going to be linking two activities together. So to create an activity, the first thing we do is we come here, then we click on the package name. That is the last folder under the package name. So if our package name is com.test, we will long click on com.test. If our package name is com.test.app, we will long click on app, then long clicking on it, I'm creating a new folder, a new class, a Java class. So in my Java class, I'm just going to call it next activity, or any name you like to call it, next activity. Then I'm going to extend activity. Activity is what allows us to load a page. Just like for website, they are called web pages. On Android, they are called activities. So I've added my activity. So I need to override some method. What is method? Like, I'm going to override some interface rather. When the app opens for the first time, there is something in the app that need to be called for it to get an idea that the app has been launched. So when an app is launched, the onCreate is loaded, like I said in my last video. So when the app is launched, this plays any code under here will be executed when the app is launched. So now it's only one app that is launched per click, which is our main activity. As you can see here, we can also make this our main activity. So let's import bundle. Now let's come to our layout and long click on it and click on new layout. I'm going to call it next. So we have created our new layout. So in our new layout, I'm going to add a text view. Text view is what we use in Android to display text with our height, like the layout height. We're going to write this layout height. It should be wrap content. Our layout width, so it's compulsory for every view you create. Our layout width rather is also wrap content. So our layout width is wrap content. Okay, so now the text is what showing is next. This is the app's second activity. You can write any text. It's just a message that shows that we're in the next activity, second page or activity. So we're going to close our tag. We have our opening tag here, and we also have our closing tag here. So these are to close and open tag in XML. So now let's go to our activity. We are going to replace this with the name of our file, and if you can remember, our file name is next. Also help you to complete it. So now I want to change this to a button. So that we can click on it. You can also click on text, but I just want us to be more conversant with more views type with our ID is what we use to reference it in our activity. With our ID, let's say I'll just name it button 1. With our ID button 1. So now let's go back to our main activity. In our main activity, let's create an object, because like I said, Java is an object programming language. So let's create an object that points to the class TextView. We also import it. So the best way to import it is to write it and then click on this complete. So if in our main activity we are using a button, not a text view, then button 1 or button. So once the app has been launched, we are not going to do the equals to here, because if we crash the app, what we are going to do is from here, after we have set our view to our main activity, we are now going to find the view in our main activity by doing button equals to find our button in our main activity by the ID. So we created an ID called button 1, if you could remember vividly. So with our button created, now let's listen to when the user clicks on it by doing button dot set on click listener, button 1 dot set on click listener. This way, set on click listener, new view dot on click listener. So this is the following code we are going to add. New view dot on click listener. New view dot on click listener. So we do button dot on click listener and we override our on click. Okay, so now the errors have been cleared because we have written the complete codes. So we override our on click, and then we can use this code to go to the next activity. It's called a intent class. Intent class is what we use to go to next activity. Equals to new intent. So we need to import the class to cancel the error. Intent.set class get application context, then the name of the class is next activity. So next activity is the name of the class dot class. So that is the class we are going to. So the class is the activity, that is the next activity, or you can call it next class. So now we are going to say start activity intent. So with this we'll save our project. So before that, we need to add our activity to the manifest. It's necessary to do that. We come to this anywhere the activity has closed, the closing tag of the last activity, and create the activity. Write the name of the activity and write dot next activity. So remember, we created an opening tag for our main activity, so we need to close it. So now let's, just like we can see here, see how it is done. So now once the app is open, let's compile it and wait while it builds. . So we can see this our hello world button. When we click, it goes to the second page. When we do back, we go to the next page. So thank you for watching this video. Please like, subscribe and share. It's been a pleasure you joining me. So if you have any issue, let me know. I will drop our community link where you can join and ask me questions anywhere you find difficulty. Thank you for watching. I will be sharing the project source code in the video description.